For Daily Ask Reddit. Ex-homeless redditors, what was the scariest thing that you ever saw on the streets? NSFW. If you like the video, drop a like and subscribe so you never miss a video. Kids beating the shite out of a homeless man. Started with them spitting on him. He gets up and runs after them. Then a couple of them hit him from behind with some icky looking wood. You know, the one that snaps easy. He gets mad and they run off. He comes back to the bench and falls asleep again. 10 minimums later they're back and they just start beating the ducking shite out of him. I had to jump in and stop them. Thank you for helping the homeless person. This thread is filled with comments like this and it's honestly mortifying. I didn't do much, just yelled and threatened to fight. But it was enough to make them run. A few weeks later they seen me in a park and tried to jump me. Older brother was with them this time. FYI, these kids were like 14 to 17. Octobro was 21 to 22. I tried to explain what they're doing and has like don't threaten my brother etc. IDK how you can back up family members that are completely scumbags. I expected him to apologize or at least understand why his dipshite little brother was wrong. Not that scary, but one time I was on a park bench just killing time. This homeless dude that everyone called Red was at another bench. He came up to mine and asked if I would watch his shit while he slept for a bit, and I said yes. So he laid down next to me and after a while he sat up for a cigarette. About 3 drags in, he starts coughing and his face turned all purple fast. Never realized how fast people turn purple from lack of oxygen. He fell over on his side and I jumped up and gave him a little smack on the back a few times and I kept yelling at him to get up. I was hesitant to call an ambulance cause of hospital bills that he obviously wouldn't be able to pay, but right as I took my phone out to call, he had been unconscious for like 30 seconds at this point. He starts gasping and gets up. I asked him if he was okay and all he says is ducking COPD and then takes a drag of the cigarette that he never even dropped the whole time that happened. Blows my mind he didn't drop it LMAO. Cold weather. I thought I was going to die one night. I was so cold. I remember waking up thinking you need to move or you are going to die. This was the scariest thing for me. I ended up sleeping in buses, burning sterno. It's like jelly dropping alcohol that burns for a good while. I would try to constantly be walking cause if I stopped I'd probably fall asleep and die. I also sometimes rested under a bridge from time to time. One time I fell asleep under the bridge and I woke up finally feeling warm and cozy and thought it was nice to finally be able to rest. Then I realized that it's way too cold for this and I can't move without that frozen fingers pain everywhere. Struggled real hard to get my sterno out and could barely bend my fingers enough to light it. Like my hands were nearly useless. I'm really glad I woke up. Edit. Thanks for the gold. Edit second. All you guys telling me you're glad I woke up got me feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. I haven't felt this happy to be alive for a long time. Thank you. Not what I saw, what I heard, if that counts. For a while I slept in an empty warehouse. I'm in the UK, so it was a huge Victorian building with about 6 floors. I slept on the 3rd or 4th floor, out of the way of casual intruders. Drunks and prostitutes used that space, and one night I heard a load of shouting and a female screaming from the ground floor. Now I was 16, a junkie and about 120 pounds, so I wasn't in any position to do much, but I crept down the steps to see what was happening. By the time I got there, the place was empty and the noise had stopped, so I went back upstairs. I found out the next day they found a body in the wasteland outside. Turns out the woman was a prostitute. They assumed her client stabbed her after a struggle and she'd made a run for it before he caught her and finished the job. Always wonder if I'd been able to help, but I'd have probably got stabbed too. Lots of stabbings and rapes. I was stalked by a gang one night on my way home from work. I still have no idea how I wasn't raped or mugged. Once I woke up suddenly to a not homeless man holding a huge knife staring at me inside the abandoned building's basement I was sleeping in. Once he noticed I was awake he asked if I was Russian. I said no, and he said he was looking for a different girl, gave me $20 and left. Edit. If you can read this and immediately think yes, it's the best idea to send this woman disgustingly perverse messages and ask for nudes, I hope your ducks stay flaccid for eternity. Biggest thing, 5 feet 3, 115 pounds, was how often people try to abduct you. That and how often people try to serve you tampered food. The teenagers trying to get clout by assaulting/pranking you is another one. When I was 17 I worked at a little pizzeria. Some nights we have leftover pizzas that were meant to sell by the slice. This particular night I had a full Supreme and I decided to bring it home instead of throwing it away. It was raining that night. While driving home I see a homeless person under an overpass and decide to give him this whole pizza. I pull back around, explain to him that I work at a place and I wanted to give him this whole pizza. He refused to accept it and said that I'd probably baked cockroaches into it or something. I was pretty upset by this and it kinda ruined my desire to give for years. But you talking about people giving you tampered food made me feel like this guy had every reason to be suspicious of me.